Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am Keisha Michelle, and today I am going to be showing you guys how to make some of the best candied grapes that you have ever had in your life. Now, I did make this video before, but I just wanted to make more grapes for you guys because with my last video, you guys showed so much love, but you also had a lot of questions. So I want to kind of answer those questions in this video just to cover some territory that was necessarily covered in my last video. For starters, you want to make sure that you select some very firm grapes. If your grapes are too soft, your candy is going to break down sooner and you don't want that. You also want to make sure that when you dip your grapes, they are not cold. Make sure that they are at room temperature. You'll also need Jolly Ranchers. You're going to crush these Jolly Ranchers with a food processor or blender, whichever one you have. So I'm also going to use fruit roll-ups and fruit by the foot. I use the fruit roll-ups to wrap the whole grape, and I use the fruit by the foot to wrap the grapes that I am going to actually dip into candy. I got a question asking if the fruit roll-ups were mandatory. They are not mandatory, but if you do not use them, your candy will break down sooner. Someone commented on my last grape video saying that the recipe did not work for them and their candy mixture was too sticky or too liquidy. And then she came back and said that she did not use a candy thermometer. You guys, I would highly recommend that you use candy thermometers. While you can make these grapes without using a candy thermometer, it is highly requested and recommended that you use a candy thermometer to get accurate temperature readings, because if your candy is not cooked to perfection, it will not turn out right. I cannot express that enough. You can find candy thermometers at any of your local craft stores, but you can also find them at Walmart as well. They're about $5. You'll also need some toothpicks. You'll need some flavoring oil. This is optional, but if you want to take your grapes to the next level, I would highly recommend it. You'll need food coloring. This is the Wilton white icing color. This is just to make your color that you select a little more vibrant. And this is also the gel food coloring that I'm going to color the candy mixture with. You can find that at Hobby Lobby. This is also the karo syrup that will help you create your candy mixture. You'll also need sugar and water. So now we are just getting ready to wrap these grapes. I'm going to show you how I do that now. You're just going to take your fruit by the foot roll up and you're going to unwrap it, grab your grape, and you're just going to wrap it around the grape one time. That's it.
I'm feeling something special for you. Now you got me thinking till the sun comes up. Daylight and my mind is dreaming, and I'm saying too much couldn't be enough. But I'll be waiting for the moment to take me to you. Yeah, I'll be waiting. I'm just a couple steps from going over the moon. I wanna move with your body, baby. I wanna move with your body, baby. I wanna move with your body, baby. Let me move with your body, baby. Perfection in the way
Believe it or not, I get customers who will order an entire batch of fruit roll-up wrapped grapes. And I do upcharge for those because fruit roll-ups are not cheap. Let's talk about it. But with the standard order of candied grapes, I like to add in about 2 to 4 fruit roll-up covered grapes in that order, just as like an extra special treat. But since I'm only making these grapes for this video, this is not a customer's order. I just did 2 just to show you guys how I wrap them. So the goal with wrapping your entire grapes is literally just that. You want to make sure that your whole grape is covered with fruit roll-up. So what I like to do is take one whole fruit roll-up and cut it into 4 pieces, and I use 1 piece per grape. Okay? For the candy mixture, you'll need 4 cups of sugar, 3 cups of water, and 1 cup of karo syrup. You want to make sure that you mix your ingredients very well. You don't want to have any clumpy parts in your pot because your candy mixture will then again be ruined if you do not mix it completely together. It's going to be very liquidy. Don't be worried. As long as you cook your candy mixture to 300 degrees, it has to be at 300 degrees, no less than 300 degrees, no more than like 302. As long as you do that, you will have the perfect candy mixture. I am using this New Wave cooktop. I will be sure to leave the link down below in the description box. I am cooking it on medium-high heat. And you're going to cook this until your candy thermometer says 300 degrees. A lot of people were asking, how long do you let the candy mixture cook for? It just depends on the pot that you are using and also your stove. It just all depends. But as long as your candy thermometer says 300 degrees, you should be good. Now, I have run into issues while using the non-stick pots to make my candy mixture, where it'll say 300 degrees on the thermometer, but the candy mixture would not taste like it's at the hard crack stage. Also, if you are using the stainless steel pots, you want to make sure that it is a heavy bottom pot, because you can also run into some other issues with that, where your thermometer will say 300 degrees, but it's not tasting or like cracking like it should. So you want to make sure that you have the right cookware and the right stove. If your stove is not right, you may want to get an induction cooktop to make your candy mixture. As you've seen, I crushed my Jolly Ranchers in my food processor to a fine consistency. I added in my flavoring oil to my candy mixture, and then I added in my gel food coloring along with a few drops of the white icing color and mixed it all together very well. Now it's time to dip our grapes. Usually I like to add my crushed up Jolly Ranchers to a paper bowl so I could just discard the bowl when I am finished, but I did not have any more of the paper bowls, so I'm just going to use the glass. So I do like to put them in a Ziploc bag until I am absolutely ready to dip, because if you leave them sitting out, they will harden and get really sticky and hard to dip your grapes in. So to dip your grapes, you're just going to simply dip your grapes into your candy mixture. And I like to scrape off the extra candy because, as I said in my last video, these are just grapes. You don't need a thick layer of the candy around your grape. It's going to be very hard to eat and like very teeth breakable. You don't want to break nobody's teeth with these grapes, okay? So trust me when I say, if you dip your grape, scrape off the sides, and then dip it into your Jolly Ranchers, it's gonna turn out perfect. Trust me. Another question that I got a lot on my other video is, how long will these grapes last? And can you store them in the freezer? Do I freeze my grapes first before dipping? So the answer is no, I do not freeze my grapes. As I said before, you want to have them at room temperature. Also, as far as them lasting, you can store your grapes in the freezer and it'll be like a extra special treat, if that makes sense. Extra crunchy, and they can last up to a week and a half in the freezer, to be honest with you. In the refrigerator, they're going to last about 1.5 to 2 days if you store them in your refrigerator. So I like to make my grapes the same day and get them out as soon as possible. Sometimes I'll make them the night before, but not the day before. So I hope this answered all of you guys' questions, and let me know if you are going to try this recipe. Let me know how it turns out. If you follow the steps that I have provided, you should be good. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.